bit, but I said, well, I was afraid they'd get too dark because he showed me possibly, I don't know if it went too deep, possibly what they would go to, and I thought, well, gee, what happens if he puts a coat on when it gets darker? I'm trying to get away from it, because they are a medium color to begin with, they're not light. He said that that's because they were sanded so well that the stain was less well sanded. So he was the scary. He said the scary. Well, that's the birthday
Hey, thanks for coming to see Dan's birthday, huh? We love it. What? I'm Rob Stumble. He's Frank. What time zone are you in, Lee?
I don't know. What's his name? What's their names again? You didn't write their names down.
Ralph Stumble. And this is my other half, Lollipop. You got that? Taking notes? There'll be a quiz on this later.
Let's take this out.
May I have your attention, please? When Mr. Stafford comes out, do yell surprise, for his birthday is going to be such an exciting event. Miss, would you please refrain from such behavior?
Well, what's got you, Grandma? Your pantyhose too tight.
I think it totally inappropriate of you to exhibit such ravenous behavior at the most publicized social event of the year.
What's that?
The social event of the year.
What do you mean, the social event of the year? I've already been to that. It was last week.
Miss, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Boygan County Bowling Banquet. Bowling night! Oh, all of the bowlers in Boygan County, New Jersey came out to accept their awards. I got one, you know. I got one for bowling the most strings without hitting any pins.
There. Miss, who invited you?
Whoever does the inviting.
Well, what is your name?
Polly. Polly Esther.
May I see your invitation, Miss Esther?
Well, that's not possible, see. My mailman was delivering my invitation when my pet pit bull, Hawky, chewed off his leg, and I never did get my mail that day.
Just how do you know you were ever sent an invitation?
You just know these things.
Yes, well, we'll see about that. Miss Peabody! Miss Peabody!
Yes, ma'am, I'm right here.
Miss Peabody, would you come over here for a moment, please? This pit bull that she received an invitation to
No,
tonight's
I
party.
never did get anything because my mailman had his leg chewed off by my pet bull. I just know I was invited.
Well, if you don't have an invitation, how do you know you were invited?
Yes.
Mr. Dapper wouldn't have a party and not invite me. I'm his greatest fan. I've seen all the Broadway shows he ever starred in. Phantom of the Men's Room, Sunday in the Park with Gas, and my favorite, Starlight Distress.
Well, this is a surprise party. Mr. Dapper doesn't know anything at all about it. Now, I'm afraid if you don't have an invitation, I'm just going to have to ask you to leave. Now, come on, take care.
Just get your stinking hands off of me. I ain't going nowhere.
Hey, let her stay. What harm can a fan do, huh?
Oh, if it isn't Broadway's biggest slime ball.
Why the warm greeting? Ethel's not like you.
Oh, stuff it, Ralph.
Now, Mrs. Abbott, no arguing. You'll raise your blood pressure.
Who's the cookie?
This is my new social secretary, Miss Sally Peabody.
Well, introduce us.
Ralph Scumbo, this is Sally Peabody. Sally, this is Ralph Scumbo, someone you should watch out for.
Now, Ethel, you're putting nasty thoughts in this pretty cookie's head.
Oh, I am not a cookie, Mr. Scumbo.
Well, suit yourself. If you ever change your mind, I'd love to take a bite out of you.
Where's Dad?
Oh, he's back in his room. That was a good plan we had. Tell him he needed some relaxation. He thinks we forgot all about his birthday.
Oh, yes, this is going to be a truly exciting event. Francine Dubois from New York is coming, you know. She'll be writing a feature on tonight's gala celebration.
Francine Dubois?
Yes.
She's that gossip columnist with the real big hands, isn't she?
She is the nation's most read columnist.
Well, she's so well known, how come I haven't seen any pictures of her?
Well, for some strange reason, she hates being photographed.
Leave her alone with me for a night. I'll get photos of her.
Yes, and then you sell them to Penthouse. Sally, tell all these nice people how we planned the surprise, won't you?
Oh, all right. Well, let's sit you down someplace first of all.
Oh,
shall we?
thank you.
Come over here, okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as loyal fans and supporters of Mr. Dan Dapper, Broadway star of stars, we've asked you all here tonight to help us celebrate his 39th birthday. Now, Mr. Dapper doesn't know anything at all about this. He thinks he's here strictly for rest and relaxation. Now, won't he be surprised when he walks in the room and you all go, surprise!
Oh, can you do that again?
Just stay over there, okay? If you could be closer slugging for me. Well, anyway, folks, this is how it's going to work. In just a few moments, I'm going to go call Mr. Dapper and tell him that an old friend has stopped by to see him. Now, when he gets here, all the lights are going to be turned down. I'll like very surprised. My goodness, I'll say, what is going on? And then all the lights will come up and you'll all, oh, surprise. It's just that easy.
Well, I suppose it's about that time. We should be going to get Mr. Dapper.
Oh, hey, folks, listen. This whole night's on Ethel over here, okay? So just eat and drink all you like.
What's mine is yours, Ralph.
Not yet.
Soon enough. Ladies and gentlemen, please do continue the merriment. I'll go and get Mr. Dapper.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we go get Mr. Dapper to come over here, let me go through the rules and the regulations before tonight's show with you, okay? If you'll take off the dossiers that I gave you earlier. The rules and regulations of the game. Sound familiar? That's it, folks. Now, all events that occur from the moment that you arrive until the moment that you depart may be relevant to solving the mystery this evening. Please record all suspicious characters, conversations, and clues on your clue card. Now, no one in this room, with the exception of myself, of course, is maybe he or she seems to be. Now, you may question and are encouraged to question anyone at any time. However, please do not interrupt others when they are speaking, and remember that no one is above suspicion. Now, you will have an opportunity towards the end of the evening to solve whatever crimes might occur. You will then see the resolution of the crime. Please feel free to share your clues with other guests. It will assist you in piecing together the evidence and the mystery. But please don't plant any false clues. It might throw others off the track of the killer or the killers. So you're very safe. Please remain on this level of fear rallies at all times. All the action will take place on this level, including the restrooms, and please do not enter the kitchen area. These are my little mantra saying don't go through those rooms doors, so just place it out here. Now, you will never know when something is going to happen, so be prepared. Your hours and your days may be numbered. When you see me up here going, folks, please be quiet, quiet down for me. It means I have to have your attention, because sometimes the people that are in this right here will not come down with us. I'm depending on you to sort of keep things coming down. Do you all know what a limerick is? Does anyone know what a limerick is? Yes. Yes. I saw a hand. Please. Okay. You know what a limerick is. All you people who don't know what one is, get over to this table right now and find out what it is, okay? Actually, it's like a little 5-meter rhyme. So it goes da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We read them in nursery school and in the golden books and all that good stuff. There are limerick clues in your dossier. So you'll be looking at them sometimes. And that's it, folks. This is your mission. Should you choose to accept it, have a good time.
This is the limerick right here. There was a poor soul unknown.
Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm here. Hi. Hello. Hi, how you doing? Hi. Hey, do me a favor. Keep an eye on my tricycle, okay? But don't play with the bell. Well, it was a little slow riding into my tricycle, but here I am. Hey, where are all the comic books? Isn't this the National Convention of Comic Book Readers? Well, I have all mine. I brought all my favorites. The readers of the Shredded Oliver North documents. The Perils of Gary Hart. And my favorite of all favorites, Super Schwarzkopf. Just show me where the display tables are and you can all look at them.
Hey, Bob, I think you have the wrong place. This is a surprise birthday party. It's not no convention of comic book readers.
Are you sure? Because you look just like one of the characters from one of my comic books. Yeah, I have it right here. Let's see. Yeah, you look like one of the characters from Super Schwarzkopf. Yeah. Yeah, you look like the mean villain, Greasy Bambino. In this story, Greasy tries to destroy Schwarzkopf's chances of creating world peace. Greasy kidnaps Stormin' Norman, ties him up, and force feeds him Fiorelli's homemade calamari. When the calamari is digested, it turns into vicious, man-eating serpents. It eats Stormin' Norman alive, from the inside out. It's so exciting.
All right, that's it. Get your butt out of here before I turn into a man-eating calamari and devour you.
Now leave it be, Ralph. I've had Pam's calamari. He can do that to a person.
Watch your mouth, or I'll pulverize you into a meatball.
Well, our sex life hasn't been that good in months.
I'm warning you.
Yeah, I know. You'll take away my weekly allowance. The whole buck.
Better than that, I'll take away your Bloomingdale's charge.
You wouldn't do that.
Try me.
Oh, but you couldn't do that. Bloomingdale's is like no other store in the world.
I can do whatever I want to. I'm in charge here.
You're in charge, honey. You're second fiddle to that prissy little champion Gavin. You know it.
Oh, yeah? Well, you wait. You'll see.
Liddy's gone. Hi there. You attached anyone here at this table? Darn. Hi. Do I know you from somewhere? Maybe clothes. Hi, dear. Don't pay no attention to him. You know those hot-blooded Italians. Lots down there, but not much up there. So what's your name?
I'm Charlie Smedley.
Charlie, I'm Lolly. Lollipop. It's a pleasure.
Well, I'll say, I don't get to touch girls very often. Well, it's not that I'm... It's just that girls don't like comic books like boys do.
Well, I like comic books.
You do?
Sure. Well, I'm not a reader in the true sense. Well, I just kind of look at the pictures.
Oh, well, you can look at my pictures anytime.
Thanks. You're cute.
Cute? You think I'm cute? Well, I think I'm in love.
Well, let's not go down that. Sometimes love can kill.
Oh, well, listen, Miss Pop. My tricycle's illegally parked, and she's not watching it too good. So, I have to move it. Will you join me?
Lead the way.
Oh, boy. You're gonna love it. It's red, like your eyes.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna go the long way.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Right through this little traffic right here. I think she likes me. Okay, here we go. Right through here.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's almost time. Mr. Dabber is on his way over here right now. Could I have the lights down, please? Now remember, not a sound from anybody until he comes into the room. Shh, it's going to be so exciting. It's going to be such a surprise party for him. We've got this planned so well. Oh, no! Oh, bring the lights back up quickly. Oh, stay where you are. This party was planned so well, too. Oh.
Who's lighting off firecrackers?
Fireworks. I love fireworks.
Got a rolling candle for you, honey.
Oh.
Boy, I thought it was my tricycle backfiring. What was it? Did you hear it? What was it?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what a terrible tragedy that on the eve of this festive occasion, one of us should be struck down by bullets.
Like in a gun?
Well, yes, like in a gun, you blonde bimbo. Where do you think bullets come from? A bow and arrow? Well, Casey Miller, one of the waiters here at Fair Rise, has just been shot and killed out in the lobby. It's such a terrible thing to have happen. Well, now, you've all met me already. I'm Sally Peabody, social secretary to Mrs. Ethel Champion Abbott, Broadway's most prominent socialite. However, before dedicating myself to the life of making luncheon reservations and dinner appointments, I was a private investigator. Yes, I have solved many a tough case in my day. Yes, I have you laughing at it, but I was very, very important. I was very instrumental in helping the police here locally solve the case of the missing firewood and the case of the disappearing ice fish woods hut. Not to mention, mind you, the rescue of Jerry's girls here at Fiorelli's earlier this season. Did he need a stronger hand? Did he need a lighter touch? Was I soft or was I tough? This young man, I'll have you know, is my piano player. We had the most wonderful time singing that song together. Well, now, however, I'm sorry, there is a murder at hand and a murderer to be found. And I feel very confident that with your help, I will solve this most mysterious of crimes.
Oh, Miss Peabody!
Oh, it's Dan, everybody. Is that
Miss
you?
Peabody, there's something wrong. They gave me Michael Jordan's pants. What's going on around here?
Surprise! Come on, everybody. Surprise!
Surprise?
Well, surprise. It's a surprise birthday party.
For whom?
For you, silly.
For me. Dear. I stopped celebrating birthdays at the age of 25.
Well, we thought we'd remind you you're not getting any better, you're getting older.
You can always count on your manager for some chores.
As long as those commissions keep coming in, you got my support, Danny boy.
Well, I'm afraid I'm going to have to put a hold on the celebration for a little while.
That's quite all right with me. Reminding one of his advanced years can only be disheartening. I'm reminded of what that great Broadway producer, Bob Boston, used to say. Yes, he'd say! You must live every moment as though it were your last, because one day you may get to the theater and find out that you have been replaced by someone younger. Age is such a concept.
Yes, well, murder is a frightening concept too, Mr. Dapper. And if you don't mind, I've got a murderer to find it, and I just know there's one around here somewhere.
Ooh la la, I'm here. Jake Silly, sorry day. Let the band roll out. Let the trumpets blow and strike up the band.
Strike up the band? I think we gotta strike up the circus, seeing how the freak show just arrived.
Well, if it isn't good old Ralph Scumbo. Ralph, do you remember that bit I wrote about you and some chorus girl being caught in the most obscene sexual act? It was in the balcony at that there Schubert Theater during a performance of a chorus line while the cast was singing, get this, What I Did for Love.
Yeah, it ain't true.
Why, sure it is real. I still got the bruise on my left thigh to prove it. Give us the story.
Now look, Francie, can the trash. You're turning Broadway into a cesspool.
Broadway is a cesspool. I'm just digging it a little deeper.
Wait a minute. What is your name?
I'm Francine Dubois. I just been on Broadway. Ooh la la.
Oh, you're a gossip columnist.
Not at all. I'm an investigative reporter. Probing into promiscuity and surfacing sexual scandal. It's a dirty job, I know. That's why I do it. Ooh la la.
There has been a murder, Miss Dubois.
How unfortunate. What's the poor victim's name?
Casey Miller.
The struggling young actor, Casey Miller.
Yes, did you know him?
I knew him.
How?
Casey Miller was an overly ambitious young man. Well, he wasn't climbing his way to the top. He was clawing his way to the top. He became known in theater circles as Easy Casey. He'd sleep with absolutely anyone to get a job. Leave the boy alone. He's dead. Leave him alone. What do we have over here? The road company, I believe, Miss Rob.
You're just like the rest of them, tossing us in the gutter and walking all over us.
Well, honey, that turns some people on, now doesn't it? Ralph?
How does she know?
She doesn't know.
Oh, yes, she does. And she knows a lot more. Ooh la la. And now for man of the hour, Dan Dapper.
My client is recovering from the disaster that just occurred.
Oh, yes, a poor Casey Miller's murder.
No, you're descending on this festivity.
Dan, you're unusually quiet tonight.
And my client knows better than to utter a single word in your presence. The way you misquote, mistreat, misspell, misinterpret, and misrepresent people in the limelight.
You are mistaken. I simply tell it like I see it. So tell me, Ralph, what's with all the tacky party decorations?
This is a surprise birthday party for me.
Did you throw it for yourself, Dan?
No?
Well, after that little scandal involving you and all those chorus boys, well, I thought the theater world had disowned you by now.
Look, Francine, leave my client alone, all right? You're not wanted here, so why don't you just leave?
Oh, you see, because Francine Dubois never leaves a party until the curtain goes up, and there's lots of juicy scandals just beaming in the spotlight.
No matter who the victim.
No matter who. Just remember, Dan, there's always a price to pay for being a star.
Yes, I know.
Or has been, as the case might be. You just keep on those pretty little toes, because there's always some young, ambitious chorus kid just waiting in the wings to replace the faded star. A kid just like Casey Miller.
What are you talking about?
Honestly, Dan, we all know that Casey Miller was up for the lead in the new Broadway musical, Sweet Disparity, a role that you so but are far too old to play.
One more crack like that, Francine, you're going to be swinging from that polo.
Threats. You listen here, scumbag, and you listen good. My pen decides what Broadway thinks. I make stars and I break stars. You want me to rake all of your clients over the coals and consequently put you out of business. You just keep babbling that grease in the mouth of yours. But remember one thing. You don't mess with Francine Dubois.
Well, I was just gonna start in on me.
Start? Honey, I've got dirt on you that make even Madonna blush.
Oh, yeah.
What about the night you kicked up your heels with the cast of 42nd Street? There were more than feet being had that night, folks.
Why, you dirty
Or
little...
better yet, there's the classic scandal involving you and the entire cast of the Slab Boys. What was your favorite number that night?
Leave me alone. Ralphie, tell her to stop.
Look, Francine, I don't care if you do control Broadway. Can the trash.
Freedom of speech, Ralph.
I'm warning you,
Tell her, Ralph.
you'll be sorry.
No, Ralphie boy, you and your little perverted pop will be sorry. All I have to do is drop a few fun facts about her and Casey Miller. We'll see who walks out here with her tail between her legs.
Sounds wonderful.
Lolly,
Wait a minute, Casey Miller. What is this about Casey Miller?
Catch y'all later. Au revoir. Toodaloo. Ooh la la.
Just a moment, Mr. Watt. You have information which may be very important to this case.
I never reveal a source.
Withholding evidence, huh?
No, withholding a bladder that's about to burst. Make way.
Don't go too far, Mr. Watt. You are a murder suspect. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been informed by the local police department that poor Casey Miller was pronounced dead on arrival at Seaway Hospital, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds to the chest. Now, with the help of Fiorelli's management, who have been so gracious and so very kind, I was able to contact the boy's father, a Mr. Jason Miller, living just outside New York, sitting in Yonkers. Now, Mr. Miller informs me that Casey was a struggling young actor trying to make it on Broadway, but that he left and came here to Flat Rock and to Fiorelli's to take a job when his money ran out and the demands of Broadway got to be too much for him. I've also been informed that we have a 25th wedding anniversary here tonight. Marcia and Jim. Where's Marcia and Jim? Right here.
you didn't tell me you were married.
Can't trust this boy. Watch out. Congratulations. Thanks for being here. Getting back to poor dear Casey, I've also been informed that his father tells me that Casey was just coming out of a deep depression caused by his mother's walking out on the family 2 years ago.
Jake! What Jake would do a thing like that to a sweet innocent child?
Well, I assume a selfish, uncaring person.
Yes, someone who wouldn't take the monotony of being a housewife.
Maybe.
Maybe? Maybe? Is that all you can say is maybe? A poor unwanted child is dead, and all you can say is maybe?
Oh, there's no need to get upset, miss. I'm doing everything in my power to find the victim's assailant.
On second thought, maybe that rat deserved it. Was probably a big nuisance anyway. A big pain in the...
Never mind. Just sit down.
All you people want to do is to control us. You want to make puppets out of us. Puppets who dance only to the song you play.
Miss, if you don't sit down, I'm going to have to call security.
Security. They're nothing but a bunch of crackpots. Mixed up crackpots.
You don't have too much room to talk, do you? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've been informed by the Michigan State Police Department that the bullets which killed Casey Miller were fired from a .22 caliber handgun.
A 22? Oh, why didn't they use a super special laser pistol? Like the kind the superhero uses to establish justice in Super Schwarzkopf.
Mr. Smelly, please.
But 22s are so primitive and ineffective. I carry one with me, but just while I wait for my super special laser pistol to come in the mail.
Your, super special laser pistol?
Sure, like the kind that I use to establish moral justice in The Perils of Gary Hart. The door to the Washington townhouse closes. And Gary and Donna are safe inside. So they think. As a super agent with the Universal Board of Moral Justice, it is my duty to uncover whatever immoral deeds may be occurring behind closed doors. Cautiously, I approach the bedroom window. Here they are, engaged in the most unnatural of natural acts. Oh, I aim my super special laser pistol. Fire! The couple breaks apart. Moral justice triumphs. I have saved the day.
Would you put your shoes on, please? This is an eating establishment, and those poor people are sitting right there.
I thought I smelled something.
I'm very sorry. Feel free to make whatever comments you like on the comment card after the show. Well, Mr. Smith, that's quite an adventure, but tell me, is the 22 that you practiced with loaded?
Oh, gee, I don't know. Let's see.
You fool! You could have killed him!
I can see the headlines now. Fading star fades for good.
Stuff it, Francine. No!
You stuff it, you mean scum.
Bo. Scum Bo. Now put away the gun, kid.
No. I don't like the way you talk to nice ladies. And I don't like the way your hair sticks to your head.
I'm not going to take that personal. Now put away the rod.
What rod? Where?
Would you shut?
I want you to apologize to that nice lady.
She ain't no lady.
Apologize.
Kid, you're going to have to pump my heart full of bullets before I warm up and apologize to her.
If that's what you want, that's what you
Jimmy,
get.
give me that gun.
Sorry, miss, I cannot do that.
What do you mean you cannot do that?
The board would never allow it. You see, on Earth, you people have warrants to seize another person's possessions. The board would require that you present such a warrant before I could allow you to take my gun.
Dear boy, Charlie, you tell her.
Oh, Miss Pop, sit down.
You can't tell me what to do. Just like you can't take my 22 without a warrant either.
You have a 22?
Sure, Ralph gave it to me for my birthday.
Well, is it with you?
It's right here in my purse. And you can't have it unless you have a warrant. Ha ha.
Well, thank you for being so cooperative, ha ha. Well, Mr. Danforth, do you have a gun?
Don't answer that, Danny boy.
Mr. Scumble, stop it.
Miss Peabody, I like you. I love a girl with spunk. What do you say we drop this whole murder thing and I'll take you out for some dinner, huh? It'll be you, me, candlelight, bottle of wine, and a large pepperoni pizza
How romantic.
with mushrooms for an aphrodisiac, you know.
Mr. Scumble, control your million of urges, would you please?
Don't answer to get Ralph his Peabody. He likes women who show their legs.
Would that include me, Ralph?
She said legs, Francine, not tree trunks.
Mr. Scumble, are you in possession of a loaded weapon?
Hey!
Never mind. Forget I said that. Miss Pop, would you take your boyfriend and lock him in his cage someplace?
I love it when you do that.
I have a murder investigation to are equipped with guns.
You evil, violent people with your guns. You want us all dead? Who will it be next? Are you going to kill me? Huh? Please don't kill me. I didn't mean to leave. I didn't want to leave. He made me. He made me do it. Go ahead and kill me. What do I care? What do you care? There'd be one less person sucking up your oxygen molecules. Waiter, where's my coffee?
Miss Esther, are you all right?
Oh, fine, just fine.
Well, would you do me a favor and just sit down?
Sit, sure, I'll sit.
Hey, folks, how about a song to lighten up the moment, huh?
Wonderful idea!
Oh, yes, Mr. Gabbard, sing like no one else can.
Well, what would everyone like to hear?
Why don't you sing us the title song from Starlight Distress?
Okay.
That is, if you haven't forgotten it in your old age.
I went to it. I got a better idea. How about before the parade passes by?
Yeah, that's a good idea, Dan. Why don't you sing us that song, huh? Come on, everybody. Dan! 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 Dan!
Oh, no.
Dan!
No.
Come on, Dan! 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 Dan!
Oh, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I'm touched. I'm truly touched. Maestro? I'm Dan Dapper. But of course you already know that, don't you? I don't know who you are. Hello, sir. How are you? Fine. Hi. What's your name? John. John, where are you from? Mount Clemens. Mount Clemens. Good. Stay in. How are you, darling? What's your name?
Chris.
Chris. Is your boyfriend here tonight, Chris?
No.
Oh, what a shame. You must introduce us. I'm going to sing a song from Hello Dolly. As I told you, it's called Before the Parade Passes By. Before the parade passes by, I want you to go and taste Saturday's highlight. Before the parade passes by, I'm gonna put some life back into your life. I'm ready to move out in front. I've had enough of just giving you my life with the rest of them, with the best of them. I can hold my head up high. I'm on a roll again. I gotta go again. I gotta feel my heart coming alive again before the parade.
business was?
Usually it means he has to take
Thank you. Well, then, how about Mrs. Abbott? I have some questions I would like to ask her also.
Well, she came by my room shortly before you brought me up here for this wonderful surprise. And she said that she had to be leaving because she had some urgent personal business to attend to.
Well, does anyone have any idea where they've gotten to, either one of them? Oh, isn't this interesting? Well, I think I'll close for now, ladies and gentlemen, and see if I can't find out where Mrs. Abbott and Mr. Scumbo have gone. In the meantime, please be very careful. There is a murderer about, and one can't be too careful in the circumstances. I will see you later. Good night.
Good night. This is turning into an absolutely great night. Oh, this is just the scandal I've been waiting for. Wait until my editors hear about this one. It's definitely front page. Can somebody tell me where the telephone's at?
Well, folks, I'll be joining you again shortly. Right now, they're going to be serving you some more of the wonderful Fiorelli's food. Have a wonderful time, and I have it on good authority that you really do have to watch out for calamari.
Thank you.
It's kind of confusing to follow.
Broadway musicals. After he croaked, she hooked up with George Abbott so she could keep her charming, well-respected position, shall we say, in the limelight. Now, some of us know better to fall for her charades, George Abbott included. He dumped her fast when he found out what she was up to. I'm surprised you didn't know all this already, Miss Peabody. Well, with you being her social secretary and all.
So you did. You just couldn't say nothing, right?
I don't see what bearing Mrs. Abbott's social life has to do on this case. Therefore, I see no reason to include it.
Believe what you want, Miss Peabody. But if you ask me, the woman can't be trusted. I tell you, she's up to no good.
Hello, everybody. Say hello to the
preacher, all right.
Ralphie! You haven't carried me across the threshold yet.
That wasn't part of our agreement.
Well, we could just pretend.
The threshold's way over there.
Well,
I think you're taking this whole thing a little too seriously, Ethel.
Ralph. Excited.
Try this.
Ralph, I feel positively beautiful. Oh, Ralph, you've made me the happiest woman alive. Oh, our hearts are one. Oh, our lives are one. Oh, promise me that our lives will always be filled with the bliss that we are now sharing.
Well, I promise.
Well, look at this cute Ralph. Okay, I know. You stayed out all night last night. You regretted up massaging your toenails 2 nights ago. You can stop your little game now.
This is no game, honey. You're looking at the new Mrs. Ralph Scumbo.
Yes.
Oh, Miss Peabody, we're going to have to change all the stationery. It will now read Mrs. Champion Abbott Scumbo.
Pardon me for crying, Mrs. Gumbo. But isn't this a step down the ladder?
Step down? Why, no. Ralph just bought 8 Broadway theaters, and he's promised me starring roles in 7 of the shows he's going to put in those theaters.
But he's just a seedy theatrical manager. Where did he get the money to buy 8 theaters?
I got a loan.
A loan.
Yeah.
Let me guess from whom you got this loan. Could it have been a lonely, impressionable, old lady like Mrs. Abbott?
As a matter of fact, it was.
Oh, Mrs. Abbott! How could you allow yourself to become involved with such a man?
Well, love does strange things, doesn't it, Ralphie?
Sure does. Ethel, baby.
Stand it, Ralph. I'm Patty. I'm telling all. Miss Peabody, you want some information that might bring you closer to Casey Miller's killer? Well, how's this? Casey Miller was managed by Ralph. And about 1 month ago, they got into a really big argument. They left Casey with a broken arm.
Well, what was the argument about?
Well, you see, Ralph has a strong in with all the big casting directors of New York, namely Carol Call Associates, which is the biggest. Well, Carol Call is directing the new Broadway show Sweet Disparity, which is sure to be a hit. Well, the lead in the show was a young, vibrant song and dance man, a role Casey was ideal for. But for some reason, Ralph didn't submit him for it.
Wait a minute. Ralph, you told me you didn't know who was casting Sweet Disparity. That's why I wasn't submitted.
No, you weren't submitted because I wasn't going to embarrass myself by submitting an old has-been.
Has-been? Al, I was brilliant in Phantom of the Men's Room. I was even more brilliant in Sunday in the Park with
Gas.
Gas.
But in Starlight Distress, you bomb. Critics pan you. And it only takes one bomb on Broadway to be a has-been. Has-been.
That's it. That's it. I've had it. I'm going to kill you, you rotten scumbag!
Ball! Okay. Scumball! Don't you forget it.
Oh, that's showing him, Ralphie.
Big bully. Go. Oh my God. Wait. That's it, Ralph. This is it. This is war. You hear me? War.
Becky.
And your favorite magnolia tree has just perished. I fear you may be next. Come, Miss Scarlet. Come, I will protect you. I will take care of you.
Oh, excuse me, Miss Esther. Miss
Esther? My name's not Esther. It's Chester. Darling Chester. I'm Scarlett O'Hara's best friend, and I've come to take her out of here before she falls victim to the north and all the destruction.
Well, not to worry, Miss Chester. The Confederates have thwarted the Yankees, and the flames are all under control.
Are you sure? Are you sure we have stopped the Yankees?
Well, yes, for the time being.
Oh, thank you for that comforting news.
You're very welcome.
Oh,
Sit
come,
down.
Scarlett, it's going to be all right. Now we'll just sit here and rest a while. Oh, Scarlett, look at those curtains. They're going to be your wedding dress. Oh. Mia, could we have some afternoon tea? It would help soothe Scarlett, you know. She's been through so much with her men going off to war and all that.
Oh, yes, we'll try to get you some tea.
Wow! This reminds me of a great confrontation between Bald Hole and the colossal shredding machine and readers of the Shredded Oliver North documents. Mild-mannered Bald Hole had just finished typing top secret document number 23 when the colossal shredding machine breaks down her door and ties her up and throws her in the closet. Bald cries, "Help! Help me! You can't help me!" But the colossal shredding machine just laughs. Continues to shred the document.
Gracious. Mistress Medley, would you kindly tell us all what this has to do with Scarlett O'Hara?
Oh, well, it doesn't. It has to do with tea. You see, after the colossal shredding machine shreds the secret document, it goes to the International House of Pancakes and has a cup of tea.
Mistress Medley, would you kindly do us all a favor and stop with these purposeless interjections?
Sorry.
Don't even think about it.
Miss Scarlett.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have a couple of interesting things I would like to share with you at this point in time. Before coming over here, I searched Casey Miller's work locker, and in it I found a greeting card. Well, actually, it's the kind of card that one normally puts in with a bouquet of flowers. And this card says, "Dearest Casey, I love you with all my heart. If you leave me, I don't know what I'll do." Well, now there's no signature on this card, only the letter F. F, well, whose name starts with F? Well, there's John and Pam Fiorelli. Just because they own the restaurant doesn't mean they're above suspicion, now does it? And there's also Chris Fons. Where's Chris Fons at? Come on here. Come on. And Jeffrey French.
Highlighter guy! Where is he? Oh, Mr. French!
He is my piano player, and you can't have these hands. They belong to me.
Oh, Mr. French!
Oh, look, it's Mr. French and Mrs. Beasley. That doesn't make sense.
Mr. Dapper,
Yes.
would you, Mr. Summer, like to go stuff it somewhere?
Not really.
Thank you very much. Okay, Chris Fons and Jeff French. What were the two of you doing in those shots? Quiet.
I was sitting right now.
Do you two know each other? I mean, it certainly is suspicious that French and Bond should be here at the same time. Bond and French, I like that combination. Maybe we can start a new show here. Here, we have the away
fawns
from
and eat
Mrs.
too much
Edwards.
fishy swap?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edwards.
You're the wrong sex.
I know. It'll be all right. Well, now that that little business is out of the way, would you just enjoy yourself? There's one person here, though, whose name begins with F, who's very visible to everyone, and I'm sure you'd all agree with me. It has to be none other than Francine Dubois.
Miss Peabody, how dare you try and implicate me into this scandal?
Well, your name clearly begins with the letter F.
Fabulous finding. Too bad it's a fantastically far-fetched fallacy. Lots of words and names begin with an F. You can do better than that, Miss Peabody. Oh, can you?
I certainly can. The coroner who examined Casey Miller's body found your signature on the cast on his broken arm.
Oh, that.
Yes, that. Please explain.
Well, long about 3 weeks ago, the young man saw me on the street in New York, and he asked me for my autograph. He must have recognized me from some picture in some newspaper or magazine. I'm a very popular person, you know.
Yes, we know. We also know that you never allow yourself to be photographed. So, from which photo could Casey have recognized you?
Well, a person of my popularity must have file photos with all the major papers and magazines.
Not one. I contacted every major magazine and newspaper which distributes to the metropolitan New York area. And yes, they've heard of you, but not one of them has a photo of you on file.
Well, I'm just gonna have to send him a bunch now, aren't I?
Yes, you are. Don't go anywhere, Miss Dubois. Ladies and gentlemen, I am now going to be conducting my parade of suspects. I'm now going to be interrogating those people who I assume to be my major suspects at this time. Now, mind you, they are not my only suspects, but only the ones that I think are major. After I have finished asking questions of them, you too will be able to ask questions of all these lovely people. At this point in time, I would like to have come forward Mrs. Ethel Champion Abbott Scumbum.
So be it.
I'll drink. Here's to the girls, stay smart. Aren't they again? Rushing through their classes.
Mrs. Abbott Scumbum. Having worked very closely with you, I know that you were once a dancer in vaudeville. Why did you give it up?
Never gave it up. I just simply found it easier to marry prominent men to secure my position in the limelight. Pounding the pavement at my age is not a pretty sight.
You had a stage name when you were in vaudeville. What was it?
Fanny Faye. Fanny was my mother's first name. Faye was my first boyfriend's last name. Oh, we were going to be married. The plum left me when I went to New York to start my career.
You knew Casey Miller, didn't you?
Yes, I knew Casey Miller. Well, all of the important people knew Casey Miller. Rumor had it he was going to be the next big star on Broadway. My ex-husband, George Abbott, and me had dinner with him only a month ago. George was going to build a show around him, and then we found out the kid was heavy into drugs, and George abandoned the project.
How long have you and Mr. Abbott been divorced?
About 3 weeks.
Oh, moves fast, isn't she, boss? Does anyone have any questions for Mrs. Abbott, Scumbo? No one has any questions. You can serve the ladies of my suspicion. All right, back here, ma'am. What was the reason for your divorce?
From whom?
She's done all
All right. Any more questions for Mrs. Abbott? anything else? Yes, sir.
You say you married a prominent man. What makes Ralph Stumble so prominent?
Why don't you ask your last girlfriend?
Mr. Scumbo, step in somewhere else, please.
Bexy?
Anything else for Mrs. Abbott? Well, Mrs. Abbott, I guess you may sit down.
Let's hear it for the ladies who want everybody
Appropriate music for the return of Mr. Scumbo, isn't it? Yes, well. Mr. Dapper, would you like to come forward? Oh, Mr. Dapper, you felt threatened by Casey Miller, didn't you? After all, he was the rising superstar, and you were the falling one.
No, I did not feel threatened. On the contrary, I was very supportive of Casey in his career. As a matter of fact, he would often come over to my posh penthouse pad and I would coach him.
Oh.
And his audition material, of course.
Well, was your relationship with Casey a close one?
We were good friends.
Were you in love with Casey Miller?
Miss Peabody, I love all theater people. There's no people like show people. They smile in their eyes. Come on, Dorothy. Hey.
Dan Dapper is obviously a stage name. Would you care to tell us your real name?
Fred Dangler.
Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Dapper? No questions out here? Yes, sir.
I think I know. I think I've seen him at La Caja Fort.
Perhaps in the bathroom, maybe.
I just want to say,
I recognize your shoe.
I just love the bright reservoir.
Would you like to have a quiet conversation out in the hallway somewhere?
Oh, it would never be quiet.
Could I have a legitimate question for Mr. Dapper? Anything for Mr. Dapper?
Yes. You were a song and dance man in New York,
Oh, yes, yes.
and was your career going well?
Of course it was. I'm a superstar. Did you hear my music?
Why did you leave?
Why did I leave? I am still there, darling. I am still there.
I know that, but
Any more questions for Mr. Dapper? Yes, back
Did
here.
you know that Scumball was your manager? And
Scumball! Take the food out of your mouth before you talk, okay?
your manager and Casey's manager too?
Yes, I knew that he was Casey's manager. After all, I did recommend Casey to Mr. Scumball, though. But, you know, he was talentless. He needed work. He needed attention.
One more question over here for Mr. Dapper. I saw a hand up.
Yeah.
were you intimate with Casey?
Was I what? Was I intimate with Casey?
Were you in love?
Was I his lover? I'm everybody's lover.
Thank you, Mr. Dapper. You may leave.
Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you again. See you in 3 days. Thank you very much.
Oh, he is a superstar. Your friend and mine. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this time I would like to have come forward our favorite little bubblehead, Lollipop.
Oh, Molly's nice people. Thanks, Mr. Samman.
Miss Pop, last night you openly admitted having a 22 in your possession. Since I have expired the search warrant necessary to relieve you of it. Would you kindly do us all a favor and demonstrate how to use it?
She's a good point. Here it is. Sure. I handle lots of weapons. Some shoot big bullets and some shoot little bullets. I like the 22. It's small enough for a girl to handle, yet big enough to show a girl a good time. Those oversized pistols can really challenge a girl. You never know quite where to put them.
Yes, demonstrate, please.
There, there. Be cold.
Oh, it won't be for long. I'm sure you'll a hot-headed thing, you. Miss Pop, you're an actress, aren't you?
Well, I'm a struggling actor-singer. Ralph says he's going to make me a big singing star. He says I already got the body. Now all I need is the voice. But now that's over. Now he's hooked up with Grandma. And we all know why you want her, Ralph. You just want her money.
Shut up, Molly.
Oh, well, it's true. Look at when you hooked up with Ruth Gordon. Ruth died and left you $1 million.
You're wrong. Ethel and I are in love. Aren't we, Ethel, baby, huh?
Somebody quick, ask a question of Miss Pop. We must have a question here. Stop with them over here. Any questions for Miss Pop? Do you think this girl is innocent? Yes, ma'am. Did she work as a waitress?
A waitress? I worked a couple of waiters.
I don't think that was the question. Here, another question for Miss Pop. Yes.
Where did you and Ralph meet?
Ralph and I? Well, it's really a sweet story. I was walking down 23rd Street minding my own business when this guy, his name was Wally the Watchman or something like that, came up and started harassing me, and Ralph came like my knight in shining polyester and just kind of shoved him in the way of an oncoming steamroller.
Thank you, Miss Pop, for that enlightening story. Any more questions for Miss Pop? Yes, back here, sir.
How would you make a pastrami sandwich?
A what?
Pastrami sandwich?
I don't know.
Did you probably go to the nearest deli? Miss Pop, I guess you can just bubble yourself out of here now.
I've got another question.
Oh, do we have one more? Yes, sir.
I don't know. Did she answer where she was during the shooting?
During the shooting?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where were we during the shooting?
I guess there's no comment.
Powdering her nose.
Oh, so you were
Hey, wait, Miss Pop.
What?
You may leave.
Yeah, what's your real?
Hey, wait. Oh, she's gone. She's just... What if we'd like, we can arrange for something after the show if you'd like. Could I have Miss Esther come forward, please? Miss Esther, you knew Casey Miller, didn't you?
I knew who?
Casey Miller.
The only Casey I ever knew was Casey Esther, my son. The brat hated me so. I had to leave. I had to leave everything I worked hard for. Everything I had. Because the brat hated me
Did you keep in touch with your son?
so. No.
Did you know that your son moved to New York to become an actor?
No.
Did you know that Casey Miller was your son?
All right, I know what you're trying to do over here. You know I'm a little off balance and you're trying to pin the kid's moiter onto me. Well, you listen good, see? I'm getting help. I go to the hospital once a week and they are helping me. They're helping me to remain calm and cool under pressure, and I'm doing one hell of a good job.
sure did.
Would we like to ask a simpler question for Miss Esther? Anything else for Miss Esther? Yes, sir.
What's her real name?
Demented, I think. What is your real name? He wants to know.
Polyester.
How can you go wrong with a name like that? Anything else for Miss Esther? Well, I guess in that case, Miss Esther, you're free to leave. Thank you. Frankly, I'd be afraid to ask her questions too if it was a post. Very wise people you are. Could I have Mr. Charlie Smedley come forward, please?
Oh boy, it's my turn.
You're the one. You make that time lots of fun. Rubber ducky, I'm awfully fond of you. Rodeo. Rubber ducky, joy of joy. When I squeeze you, you make noise.
I just love that song.
Mr. Smedley, did you ever want to be an actor?
Okay, what do I do?
No, I mean, did you ever want to be a performer?
Well, it's funny you should ask. You see, about 3 weeks ago, I rode my tricycle into New York. I auditioned for Sweet Disparity, the big new Broadway musical. They really liked me. They said that I could be the next Dan Tapper. All I needed was a new name and some new clothes.
A new face.
You leave me alone, you greaseball.
Kid, you got about as much singing talent as a wet soap dish.
It's not true, I can sing.
All right, let's hear you.
I don't want to sing for you.
Because you can.
Can too.
Cannot.
Can too.
Cannot.
Oh yeah? I'll show you. I'll show all you. I can be a big Broadway star. I can be the next Dan Tapper. Right, Freddie? Well, I couldn't do that. I couldn't hurt anybody. I guess you're right. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Mr. Smedley, what is it that you've got to do?
Oh, well, that is a secret between me and Freddie.
I guess you and Freddie are pretty close.
Oh, yeah. He's my best friend in the whole world, you know. He's really the Dan Dapper dog, yes. He's got the receding hairline. and the mustache that Dan Dapper had when he was young. And he's got socks and surfer shorts and a bow tie just like mine. He's great. He's got everything. You know, he even has a...
Here now, please. Mr. Smedley, you knew Casey Miller, didn't you?
Casey Miller. Oh, I met him at the audition. It was between him and me. He got it. But now that he's dead, maybe they'll give it to me.
Oh, Mr. Smedley, how old are you?
20. Almost 21.
He still plays with dolls. Anatomically correct dolls. Is that the right way to say that word? Oh, my goodness. Are you brave enough to ask a question of Mr. Smedley? Anyone?
I want to know what Freddie said.
Oh, no, you don't. Anybody else have a question for Mr. Smedley out here? Yes.
Why didn't you leave when you realized this wasn't a county convention or whatever it was?
Well, all you nice people and Dan Dapper was here and that's why.
That's good enough answer for me. Anything else for Mr. Smedley? Yes.
Now, where did you get the 22?
What?
The 22?
The 22?
Yes.
My mom bought it for me when I went to New York to protect myself.
Anything else? Yes, over here.
Was Freddie upset when you didn't get the part?
Freddie? Oh, he was really mad. He was mad. Not as mad as I was.
Over here, please. Who's your mother?
My mother? Oh, you would love my mother. See? Her name is Gracie. Gracie Smedley. She's about this tall. She's got really blue hair.
Mr. Smedley, just answer this. I think you can leave. Aren't you happy you asked that question? Mr. Smedley, you can go. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Some people you can't encourage too much, you know. At this point in time, folks, I would like to have Miss Francine Dubois come forward, please. Miss Dubois, do you love anyone in this room?
Where's the mirror?
Why do you dislike having your photograph taken?
Well, it's not that I decide. Well, everybody take my photograph. Only a nasty little man like that one. You see, well, oftentimes they'll superimpose one celebrity's head onto another's body and then blackmail you by printing them up in the penthouse or something. Imagine Joan Collins' head on my voluptuous curves. I wouldn't stand for it.
Well, what jobs did you have before becoming a gossip columnist?
That's an investigative reporter, dearie, and don't you forget it. In my less glamorous days, I modeled for Sears. Well, I was their coast to home model. Then I was a Jack LaLanne aerobics instructor. That's where I got these gorgeous legs. What do you think? What do you know? You're with her. I was a singer, but that didn't last. But none of that really matters because now I'm Francine Dubois. Ooh la la.
Did you ever work in a factory?
Really? With these fingernails?
I detect a southern accent. Can you tell me why you have a southern accent if you're French?
This isn't to leave this room, y'all hear? But I'm not really French.
We would never have known, would we? Does anyone have any questions for Miss Dubois? Not too brave out here, are we, folks?
These
Yes,
people.
sir.
Now, how long have you been writing for this, the newspaper?
Yes, dear.
How long have you been writing?
I've been writing for 10 years, syndicated across the country.
Anything else for Mr. Dubois? Oh, I guess you can leave, Mr. Dubois.
Right.
Oh,
Hey.
one more? Yes?
Are you worried about losing your job?
Why would I be worried about losing my job when somebody writes as well as I do? They don't lose their jobs for nothing, you know.
One more question over here.
If you're not French, is this your real name?
But of course. I'm going to ask you if that's your real hair, do I?
Mr. Dubois, I have one last question for you.
Yes.
How tall are you?
5'7"
With heels?
with anyone.
Well, folks, I have one last person I would like to question, and that is, and I'm going to stay way, way over here, because I'd like to have Mr. Scumpo walk forward.
Who's that I see walking in these woods? White Red Riding Hood. Hey, Bill Red Riding Hood. You sure are looking good. You're
Don't encourage him, please!
soul under my wing. I befriended him when nobody else on Broadway would. Sent him out on auditions. And you know what the bum does? He runs out on me, owing me a bundle in commissions.
How much?
$24.53.
Just having $24.53 owed to you anger you?
Yeah, I could kill the schmuck.
He's already dead.
Serves him right.
Well, according to my research, Casey Miller was justified in walking out on you. You were running a male prostitution ring, and you were trying to recruit Casey into it. An argument ensued, and then a fight. And Casey left with a broken arm.
No comment.
Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Scumbo? Yes?
During the shooting, where were you?
Where was I? Powder my nose, you know me.
So, you were with a lot of the time.
Yeah, I was. She was powdering her nose too, you know.
I saw another question back here.
Did you know Lollipop was carrying a .22?
I gave it to her. Didn't you hear her say that?
Did you know she had it with her?
Yeah, she always carries it with her.
Another question.
That's what she's got.
Another question for Mr. Scumbo. One last question for him. Were you involved, Casey? You were setting up a male prostitution ring. Were you involved?
In what manner do you mean involved? I was his manager. That's the involvement I had, you know what I'm saying?
Last chance. Last question for Mr. Scumbo here, folks. One last. Oh, my goodness. Are you all right?
In shock!
Well, yes. Where are you?
On the stage! He knocked him out.
Where are you?
In the arm.
Oh, then you don't need mouth to mouth. You need a box or something. Get out of here. Oh, let's go. Where? Well, folks, even though he's been shot on stage, he hasn't died on stage. Well, at this point in time, folks, it's time for the bride section. We'll take out your dossiers.
Get your $100.
That's the bride residence came in this evening. Now you can use this money to bribe any one suspect for information. Each suspect has one bit of bribe information to share with you. And this information will bring you close to discovering the murderer or the murderers. Now, you can only bribe one suspect, so choose very carefully. The suspects will be in here and they will be running around. Feel free to bribe them whenever you like within the next 10 minutes. Now, after this period is over, your bribe money is no longer useful. Please note that your money entitles you only to the information that each suspect will provide. If you have additional questions, of course, you may ask them, but your primary concern should be to bribe your favorite potential murderers. Ladies and gentlemen, have fun. It's time to bribe. Take your places. Thank you.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Snowball!
Bo, it's Bo.
Get him. Tell him to sit down. I have an announcement to make. I think that with everything that's going on here, a career in show business is definitely for me.
Get out of town.
Now, I've been working hard on this song, and I'd like to sing it for you.
Good heavens.
I love you.
Okay, let me take this off. Maestro, hit it.
Oh, wait, no, that's my song. Cut off the music. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
The check's in the mail. Now, kid, get off the stage, huh? There's no room for you in the theater.
Give me a change, scumbo.
Kid, either you got it or you don't, and it just takes one look at you to see you ain't got it.
That's not true. I can sing.
Right.
I'll prove it to you. I'm gonna sing this little song. But when I do, you have to be really quiet, okay? And you can't join in because I'm a soloist. Okay. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Shh. Here is my handle. Here is my... Oh shoot, I'm a sugar bowl. And I can dance too.
Yeah, kid, sure. They've got tryouts for the U.S. Olympic team. Get out of here.
Ralph, give him a chance.
Give him a chance. I ain't giving no one talented schmuck a chance.
I gave you a chance.
Bunch of owls. What's that supposed to mean?
Look, Ralph, I am the most connected woman on Broadway. What do I need with a schmuck like you?
I thought you loved me.
Love? All I was looking for was a little roll in the hay. And believe me, folks, it was real... little.
It's not that little.
Oh, yes, it is.
All right, Ethel, it's over. I thought it was going to be the life married to you. Stretch limousines, nights on the town, champagne wishes and caviar dreams. But no, all I get is abuse. You treat me like I'm one of your possessions.
Ralph, I bought you.
No. No woman buys Ralph Scumbo. You hear me? No one.
Look out, Ralph. It's a mean, cold world out there.
No older than you in the sack.
You'll be sorry you said that, Ralph Scumbo.
Bam. Shoot him.
Oh, you got... Well, go to it, kid. Do your stuff.
Thank you, Mrs. Scumbo.
Abbott, kid. The name is Abbott.
Maestro, hit it!
Are you sure you want it this time?
Positive! Pay for the bride!
Will somebody please make up their mind? Oh, wonderful.
Look, Charlie, you're doing it all wrong. First, let's get rid of this. Ow. Oh, these guys go. Excuse me. Okay. First, you gotta relax. There. Are you relaxed?
Uh-huh.
Now we gotta think of a song for you to sing. What do you think?
Okay. Pay for the bread!
No, one that you can sing.
Oh.
That narrows it down a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. Here. It's like a Boy Scout, always prepared. Hey, go, Mr. Sonia.
You want
Oh.
that? Yeah.
Another cake. Oh, my
What
goodness.
side is this on? Never mind.
Oh, microphone. What an appropriate instrument. Okay. Now there's just one more thing. The final touch. The final touch is very important. Woo! Go get him, Charlie. Come on, Freddie.
Be careful with him.
I will.
Ready, Maestro?
I guess.
Hit it!
I caught you, sir, having a look at her as she went strolling by. Now didn't your heart go boom, 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 boom? Or didn't you hear a sigh? I warned you, sir, never to dream of her. Just bid such thoughts be gone. From then on, for once in love with Amy, always in love with Amy, never and ever fascinated by her, set your heart on fire to stay. Once you're kissed by Amy, when you can tear up your list, it's Amy. By her apartments, poetry and flowers, lose a million hours of play. You might be quite the fickle-hearted rover, so carefree and bold. Loves a girl and later thinks it over, then just quits cold. But once in love with Amy, always in love with Amy, ever and ever, sweetly you'll romance her. The trouble is the answer will be that Amy'd rather stay in love with me. Hearted rover, so carefree and bold, loves a girl and later thinks it over, then just quits cold. But once in love with Amy, always in love with Amy, never, never, sweetly you'll romance her. The trouble is the answer will be that Amy'd rather stay in love with me. Say we'd rather stay in love with me.
I have one last bit of information to share with you. I can see you're all broken up over Mr. Scumbo's demise. Oh well, sad thing. What I found here out in the lobby earlier was a page from a diary that was dated yesterday, and this diary page says, "Dear Diary, I, Fanny, will win. Tomorrow night will be the final touch." Well, folks, after 2 brutal murders and 1 attempted murder, I know who the killer would be. I have a resolution for you, and I'll for you very shortly, but now it's time for you to offer your resolution to these crimes. We'll take out your dossiers one last time. Look for your little green resolution cards there. Now, for you to become Murder a la carte Silver Sleuth winner, you must fill out this card, listing the correct murderer or murderers, the weapons used, any accomplices, and motives of the following crimes. Number 1, the murder of Casey Miller. Number 2, the attempted murder of Ralph Scumbo. And number 3, the actual murder of Ralph Scumbo. Now, there may be more than one killer, more than one accomplice, and more than one motive. The most detailed, correct theory will win. You will have approximately 5 minutes to offer your solution. I will be coming in and bringing you dessert at the same time, so if you vote as one, and may the best of us win. And for the actual murder of Ralph Stumble. Well, who is this person? Let's take a look at some of these clues we have. How about the limericks that you were all working on so industriously? Limerick number 1 reads, there was a poor soul unknown, with hopes for stardom full of. A bit part here, a walk on there. In no spotlight had this soul shone. Well, ladies and gentlemen, who is a person who would kill to be in the spotlight? Dan Dapper is.
Oh, Miss Peabody. Yes, you're right. I might kill to be in the spotlight. My career hasn't been too prosperous lately. However, the limerick states, a poor soul what? Unknown! Well, how did am I unknown? I was brilliant in Phantom of the Men's Room. I was even more brilliant in Sunday in the Park with Gas.
Yes, we know, but let's take a look at some more of the evidence here. We have the greeting card, which read, Dearest Casey, I love you with all my heart. If you leave me, I don't know what I'll do. Now, our killer was a jilted lover, and though you never admitted it, Mr. Dapper, one could assume that you were in love with Casey Miller. You openly told us of your many rendezvous with him.
Purely professional meetings.
Yes, but the card is signed F, and your real name is Fred.
Miss Peabody, you cannot convict someone on circumstantial evidence and assumption.
Yes, well, I know you're not our killer, Mr. Dapper. No. Though you're desperate enough to kill, you're not right enough. You can sit down.
Before I do, I just have one more thing to say. I really was very brilliant in Sunday in the Park with Gas. The hell with all of you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, who else among us is a jilted lover and a performer? Well, Miss Polyester, you're certainly a performer of sorts.
Me? A performer? Well, whatever do you mean? I'm not a performer. I hate the stage. It brings out the evil in people. You're evil. You want to convict me of a crime I did not commit.
I only want justice to triumph.
Hell, is that all you wanted? Why didn't you say so? I could have told you I didn't do it.
Well, how can we be so sure? After all, you admitted that you were Casey Miller's natural mother. You told us that he forced you to leave your home and your family because he drove you crazy. In a way, you were a jilted lover.
But I wasn't in love with my kid. They only do that in Flat Rock.
I know you're not our killer, Miss Esther. You're not quite that unbalanced.
Well, I'm sure glad you see things my way. Say, listen, folks, I had such a wonderful time here this weekend. I'd like to invite you all back with me to New Jersey to go bowling. Nothing special. Just bring your best bowling shoes and a couple of light beers. I'll supply the hot dogs.
Thank you, Miss Esther.
Don't mention it.
Don't worry, we won't. Well then, folks, who could our killer be? Let's take a look at another clue. How about the second limerick, which reads, if you've got it figured out, with new identity in hand. It was time to take a stand. Very clever, this endeavor. Masquerading as lethal when planned. New identity. Mrs. Abbott, you're a woman with many identities.
My dear, I may be a woman of many last names, but I only have one identity. Broadway's most luminous socialite.
But you were once a performer, and now you're a jilted lover.
Jilted lover? I'm no jilted lover, honey. If you're talking about Ralph Scumbo, I threw him out.
Well, let's look at the diary page that I found on the lobby, which reads, Dear Diary, I, Fanny, will win. Tomorrow night will be the final touch.
So?
So your stage name was Fanny. Did you write it?
Look, Miss Peabody, let me tell you something about me that you may not know. I do not put off until tomorrow what I can do today. If I wanted Ralph Scumbo dead yesterday when that note was written, I would have killed him yesterday, not today.
And that doesn't tell me that you didn't kill him.
I did not kill Casey Miller, nor did I kill Ralph Scumbo. And furthermore, after neglecting your duties as my social secretary this weekend, I no longer wish to have you in my employ. You're fired.
Hopefully, with the resolution of these crimes, I can move on to something bigger and better. Perhaps get a job on moonlighting.
Lord help Bruce Willis.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, who else among us, then, is a person with more than one identity? Who is not quite who they appear to be? Francine Dubois.
Miss Peabody, I find your accusations unfunny, uninteresting, unbelievable, and totally uncouth.
Yet, understandable.
What are you talking about?
Well, your name, it is French, but your accent is Southern. You certainly are hiding something. Let's talk about the newspaper article titled Letters to Fran. It's written by a jilted lover.
Oui, oui.
Someone who is so lovesick that they are quite capable of murder.
Oui, oui.
Oft times, newspaper columnists write their own reply as well as a letter.
Oui, oui.
Did you write that letter? Are you our jilted lover?
No, no.
But let's think about the limerick again. It says, with new identity in hand, this whole Francine Dubois thing is a charade. You are really Franny Dexter.
Yes, I am. Unfortunate and untalented Franny Mae Dexter from Sleepy Hollow, Kentucky. A former square dance queen. I came to New York to become a rockette. But I couldn't even get an audition. No agents, not even that bum Ralph Scumbo would even sign me. I couldn't have my photograph taken because could you imagine the humiliation it would put me through if my family down there and seeing how I was living on a rockette were to see a picture of me that said Francine Dubois, investigative reporter, and they would recognize me? Not for me, honey. But none of that really matters because as Francine Dubois, I have all the Broadway just eaten out of my hand. But Miss Peabody, I didn't kill anybody.
Yes, we know that. You wouldn't want to mess up your lead press-on nail. You may sit down.
Miss Peabody, before I do, about your little career hop over to Moonlight, why don't you stick to Murder, She Wrote? Jessica Fletcher is much closer to your age.
Audition this thing!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at our final clue in Limerick. The sinister plot underway, the skillful scoundrel with prey. Easy to know which one must go. One who loved and one who betrayed. Ladies and gentlemen, our skillful scoundrel is none other than Charlie Smedley.
The name is Melody. I've changed it. Charles Melody. And as you can plainly see, that's not all I've changed. And call me a scoundrel if you like. It won't do, oh thank you darling, it won't do you any good because you're looking at the star
what is sure to be Broadway's biggest hit, Sweet Disparity.
Oh my God!
Oh dear. Yes, oh old one.
Please. He must have been on his knees for hours.
No, you're thinking of yourself. Can't you call it something? It's just phone. I'm the young, vibrant, song and dance man they've been looking for. I will get the Tony. No doubt.
Forget the Tony, stick to Casey and Ralph. You own a 22. Did you kill him?
My dear woman. Of course I didn't kill them. Look at the last limerick. It says the killer killed one who loved and one who betrayed. Neither one of them loved me nor betrayed me.
Very good, Mr. Smedley.
Oh, listen, everyone. Even though I'm going to be a very big star, I'll never give up what I love best.
Ready? Comic books and playing with all of you. I had a really great time, so give me a call, okay? Thanks. Bye. Bye.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, our killer was a jilted lover. She killed Casey Miller because he dumped her. And she killed Ralph Scumbo because he betrayed her when he married Mrs. Abbott. Murder was her revenge. Our killer was Fanny Butt Bumpers, the befuddled factory worker that wrote the letter to Fran. And if you think you can say that 3 times in a row, I dare you. And who is Fanny Butt Bumpers, the befuddled factory worker? None other, of course, than Miss Lollipop.
Okay, I did, and I'm glad I did. Casey dumped me and Ralph betrayed me. Killing them was the final touch. But now, Miss Peabody, now I'm out of here. I may not have a brain in my head, but I have a gun in my hand. Well, I guess this is what love's all about.
Not bad for the girl from Lincoln Park. Well, we heard lots of people saying lollipop as the performance came to an end. We had one person who had most of it right, Mr. French.
I knew Mr. French.
Mr. French, if you will come forward, please.